Today, it's September 25th, 2023. Political pundits are predicting that Florida Governor Ron DeSantis will most likely fold his campaign after the presidential primary in Iowa. His low score in the presidential polling is beginning to affect his power grip in the state. I'm Esmeralda Padilla-Gould and welcome to The Pulse.
And I'm Sam Buban.
According to a report in Politico magazine, the Florida governor is losing influence in his state. College boards stacked with DeSantis' appointees are rejecting the job candidates with ties to the governor. The Republican Party struggles with the situation that two of the presidential contenders are both residents of Florida. The governor being the less popular to likely voters, signs that some Republicans are now trying to distance from DeSantis due to his combative nature on aggressive policies that are hurting the state, not just by reputation but also its economy, as more sectoral organizations have issued advisories to stay away from Florida as a hostile state. Ron DeSantis' campaign centers on culture wars with different sectors of society without any real policies for an effective presidency, according to many political analysts and campaign operatives of both parties. An example of Republicans now showing dissent on the governor, the board that oversees many of Florida's affordable housing programs, this month placed on leave its executive director who was helped into the job by a top DeSantis advisor. Also, the report by Politico magazine said that the interviews with nearly more than 20 lobbyists, political consultants, and state lawmakers revealed that DeSantis struggles as a presidential candidate and has already eroded his influence in Florida. Many are already expecting his candidacy will end in failure. It is just a matter of time that Florida Republicans, who used to be very loyal to him, will seek to distance from his hardball governing methods. They are just waiting for him to drop out from the race for a nomination. State Representative Daniel Perez, a Miami Republican and in line to be the next State House Speaker, urged his GOP colleagues this week to move more carefully in the future, saying that the problem with wielding the power of government like a hammer is that the people start looking like nails. Many view that comment as a critique and warning to DeSantis. One lobbyist from Tallahassee said it was a signal that the conveyor belt legislature that passed whatever DeSantis wanted is coming to an end. DeSantis had been calling every decent things that Democrats and even big businesses are doing for social justice, economic justice, racial justice, and equality is woke, a term that even many Republicans who had used the term can't even define it. He also made the state legislatures bow down to his wishes in enacting draconian and oppressive laws that are anti-choice for women and anti-LGBTQ in his state, and made school boards to agree not to teach Black history or books written about slavery and offer an alternative history. Many political observers describe that Florida has, to a great extent, moved from democracy into a fascist state.
The Republican-led oversight investigations of the Justice Department, where they made U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland appear before the House Oversight Committee, gave an opportunity for him, who had mostly kept quiet as he and the DOJ and FBI had been viciously attacked by MAGA Republicans in the House of Representatives and by Donald Trump, to finally admonish the House Republicans during his opening statement and while giving answers to questions. Merrick Garland, who had been falsely characterized by Trump, Jim Jordan, and his allies in the House Freedom Caucus like Matt Gaetz, Lauren Boebert, Marjorie Taylor Greene, and James Comer as a weaponized Justice Department, finally ended his silence. In a very powerful statement in the House of Representatives, he lectured the Republican Congress members about an independent Justice Department and the importance of the FBI to everyday America. MAGA Republicans had been shouting to defund the FBI, defund the Justice Department, impeach Merrick Garland, and all other unfounded accusations and conspiracy theories about President Joe Biden weaponizing the Justice Department against Donald Trump and other Republicans. Here are the video clips of what Attorney General Merrick Garland said.
Our job is to uphold the rule of law. That means we apply the same laws to everyone. There is not one set of laws for the powerful and another for the powerless, one for the rich and another for the poor, one for Democrats and another for Republicans, or different rules depending upon one's race or ethnicity or religion. Our job is to pursue justice without fear or favor. Our job is not to do what is politically convenient. Our job is not to take orders from the president, from Congress, or from anyone else about who or what to criminally investigate. As the president himself has said, and I reaffirm today, I am not the president's lawyer. I will add, I am not Congress's prosecutor. The Justice Department works for the American people. Our job is to follow the facts and the law, and that is what we do. All of us recognize that with this work comes public scrutiny, criticism, and legitimate oversight. These are appropriate and important given the matters and the gravity of the matters that are before the department. But singling out individual career public servants who are just doing their jobs is dangerous, particularly at a time of increased threats to the safety of public servants and their families. We will not be intimidated. We will do our jobs free from outside influence, and we will not back down from defending our democracy. Third, I want to explain why we approach our job in this way. The Justice Department was founded in the wake of the Civil War and in the midst of Reconstruction with the first principal task of bringing to justice white supremacists and others who terrorize Black Americans to prevent them from exercising their civil rights. The Justice Department's job then and now is to fulfill the promise that it is at the foundation of our democracy, that the law will treat each of us alike. That promise is also why I am here. My family fled religious persecution in Eastern Europe at the start of the 20th century. My grandmother, who was one of 5 children, born in what is now Belarus, made it to the United States, as did 2 of her siblings. The other 2 did not. Those 2 were killed in the Holocaust. And there is little doubt that but for America, the same thing would have happened to my grandmother. But this country took her in, and under the protection of our laws, she was able to live without fear of persecution. That protection is what distinguishes this country from so many others. The protection of law, the rule of law, is the foundation of our system of government. Repaying this country for the debt my family owes, for our very lives, has been the focus of my entire professional career. That is why I served in the Justice Department under 5 different attorneys general under both Democratic and Republican administrations. That is why I spent more than 25 years ensuring the rule of law as a judge, and that is why I left a lifetime appointment as a judge and came back to the Justice Department 2.5 years ago. And that is why I'm here today. I look forward to your questions.
And here's how he articulately responded on the clamor from the MAGAs to defund the FBI.
Thank you. Mr. Attorney General, thank you for being here today. It's no secret that some of my colleagues across the aisle have threatened to shut down the government unless and until the FBI and the Department of Justice are defunded. One Trump-light presidential candidate has said that we should abolish the FBI altogether. Mr. Attorney General, what would be the impact on America of defunding the FBI?
Defunding the FBI would leave the United States naked to the malign influence of the Chinese Communist Party, to the attacks by Iranians on American citizens and attempts to assassinate former officials, to the Russian aggression, to North Korean cyber attacks, to violent crime in the United States, which the FBI helps to fight against, to all kinds of espionage, to domestic violent extremists who have attacked our churches, our synagogues, our mosques, and who have killed individuals out of racial hatred. I cannot imagine the consequences of defunding the FBI, but they would be catastrophic.
We are going to take a commercial break. Please stay with us.
We use headphones as a part of our everyday lives. Whether we're at work, getting exercise, meditating, in transit, studying, practicing, or relaxing.
Hi, I'm Ryan Sway, the founder of Aircom. I would like to introduce the world's first wireless airflow audio earbuds. As a festival and a concert junkie, I really enjoy the live experience of being there and feeling the music. When we started developing Airflow, our goal was to reproduce that live experience using earbuds.
The problem with traditional headphones is that the speakers are located inside of the earpiece, literally giving you centimeters before the audio hits your eardrum.
What Aircom is doing, they're the first company to actually address the fact that there needs to be a space involved associated with having the sound waves expand fully.
The difference between traditional headphones and Aircom audio is that the air tube gives you 8 times more space, allowing the sound waves to fully develop before they actually hit your eardrums. And this gives it a much more live, natural sound, just like in a recording studio.
It's real nice that someone actually addressed the physics associated with how sound comes out.
The challenge we had was to create an earbud with enough airspace for the sound to fully develop and breathe. Unfortunately, traditional earbuds are about the size of a jelly bean, and there's just not enough airspace. However, that changed when we developed Airflow Audio. Airflow uses an air tube to deliver 6 to 8 times more airspace than traditional earbuds. The end result is a true live listening experience, just like you're at a festival or a concert. We also added magnets to the back of the earpieces, so you can wear it around your neck when you're not using it.
Being that the drivers are 8 inches from the earpiece, the magnets do not affect the integrity of the sound at all.
The orange line represents the frequency transmitting through the wire to the speaker, which then converts to the blue sound wave that develops more as it travels up the air tube, producing a balanced, full body and live listening experience.
Another really cool feature is that these earbuds are sweat-proof and water-resistant because they're coated with a super hydrophobic nanotechnology. So now you can be on a skateboard or riding a motorcycle and listen to music as if you were watching a live show or actually in a recording studio.
We're coming to you for help in bringing these unparalleled earbuds to market.
Welcome back to The Pulse. In the state of Nevada, the killing of a retired police chief of the city of Bell, California, by 2 teenagers, which was captured in a disturbing video that had gone viral, have been arrested. The 2 teenage suspects were arraigned in court Thursday last week. Jesus Ayala, 18, and Zamir Key, 16, who were already detained at the Clark County Detention Center, appeared in a brief court appearance before Justice of the Peace Court, Judge Rebecca Sachs. The judge found probable cause for their arrest. Defense attorneys did not address yet the matter of bail, as defense attorneys are expected yet to argue the teenager's custody status during the court hearings tomorrow, Tuesday. The teens are accused of killing a 64-year-old retired police chief, Andreas Prost, on August 14 in the northwest Las Vegas Valley while filming a disturbing video on a cell phone, intentionally ramming him. A voice can be heard laughing and coaching the driver to hit the cyclist and driving already close to the curb on the side of a lane. The driver then went behind the cyclist and mowed him down. This happened around 6:04 a.m. on August 14, 2023, along North Tenaya Way near West Centennial Parkway. The car the teen suspect were driving was a stolen vehicle. The driver, Jesus Ayala, faces 18 charges, including murder, battery, attempted murder, 2 counts of failing to stop at the scene of a crash, reckless driving, 3 counts of possession of stolen vehicle, burglary, and more charges relating to the stolen vehicle. Ayala is being represented by Chief Deputy Public Defender David Westbrook. Jameer Keys, the 16-year-old, is accused of riding in the passenger seat of the car and filming the video. He was also accused of murder and attempted murder, court record shows. At the time of the report, it was not clear if Jameer Keys is also being represented by a public defender or a private attorney. Clark County District Attorney will likely recommend a high bail during the bail hearing and will argue that the 2 defendants are a flight risk. Judge Rebecca Sachs will hear both sides and will have to weigh the flight risk and danger to the community in deciding whether to grant bail on the suspects and the amount.
Donald Trump continues to use his delay tactics that he is so accustomed to during his adult life, abusing the money and the court system to make things go his way. But the trend during the past 2 years is that he is losing in courts cases after case after case. Besides attacking witnesses, prosecutors, judges, and anyone he perceived as enemy during every speaking opportunity in the media and in his own social media, he is now suing the judge whom he perceives as biased. As many pundits describe what that means in Trump's mind, those who are not on his side. Last week, Donald Trump sued Judge Engoron, who is overseeing the case filed by New York Attorney General Letitia James, the $250 million civil fraud case. Lawyers for the former president have sued the judge in a bid to derail the fast-approaching trial in New York. Early this month, Trump's lawyers filed a memorandum in support of their contention that the trial should be delayed. In their filing, they cited the appellate division's unequivocal mandate has placed the court in an extraordinarily untenable position and impede the ability of the defendants to prepare adequately for trial. The First Department, the appellate court, issued a unanimous modification of the court's decision and order on defendants' respective motion to dismiss the complaint. Any claim to the contrary, they said, or that the text of the First Department's decision and order explaining that the modification is simply frivolous. Attorney General Letitia James filing the case has something to do with fraudulent submission of documents in loans obtained by Donald Trump through the Trump Organization, that the properties were overvalued and overstated just to be able to obtain a big loan, but those numbers were not true. Evidence already gathered by the prosecutors showed a pattern of defrauding banks.
One of the co-defendants in the Georgia RICO case against Donald Trump and 18 others, lawyer Gina Ellis, were quoted as saying she will no longer support Donald Trump because of his malignant narcissism. Gina Ellis, who was among the 3 election lawyers of Trump, together with Rudy Giuliani and Sidney Powell, were the lawyers who went around many states suing in behalf of Trump, losing case after case. and also going on speaking tours to promote the conspiracy theory that the 2020 election was stolen from Trump. There also has been no report that Trump-aligned political action committees are paying the legal costs of Gina Ellis in defending herself on the cases she is facing. Even Rudy Giuliani was sued last week by his former attorneys since his trouble began 2 years ago for unpaid legal fees. Rudy Giuliani, who has been sued in multiple cases relating to the Dominion voting systems and by the people who were hurt by the conspiracy theory they were peddling. We are going to take a commercial break. Please stick around. Welcome back to The Pulse.
U.S. Senator Bob Menendez of New Jersey, a sitting senator and a Democrat, was indicted for bribery Friday last week together with his wife. According to a report on Politico, the explosive indictment of Senator Bob Menendez has forced an urgent decision on New Jersey Democrats. Stick with a powerful senator who has survived corruption ordeals before and is known for pushing disloyalty or cut their losses and protect what should be a safe Democratic seat. While Democrats stay publicly silent, interviews with a half-dozen well-placed Democratic operatives, advisors, and staffers show a party stunned by the level of alleged corruption and hard-pressed to imagine a scenario in which the party backs Menendez for another term. But the fact that no one was willing to criticize him on record in the face of such a damning allegation may be the reason to question whether state Democrats will ultimately force a reckoning with Menendez over his political future. The allegations involving Egyptian arms sales and passing the sensitive information to foreign sources has particularly caught them off guard and have left them privately frustrated that a senator who already imperiled a safe seat in 2018 over corruption allegations would now put them in even worse position. We will update you as things develop on the case.
Until next time, I'm Esmeralda Padilla-Gould.
And I'm Sam Buban. Thank you for watching The Pulse, and God bless your week.
We use headphones as a part of our everyday lives. Whether we're at work, getting exercise, meditating, in transit, studying, practicing, or relaxing.
Hi, I'm Ryan Sway, the founder of Aircom. I would like to introduce the world's first wireless airflow audio earbuds. As a festival and a concert junkie, I really enjoy the live experience of being there and feeling the music. When we started developing Airflow, our goal was to reproduce that live experience using earbuds.
The problem with traditional headphones is that the speakers are located inside of the earpiece, literally giving you centimeters before the audio hits your eardrum.
What Aircom is doing, they're the first company to actually address the fact that there needs to be a space involved associated with having the sound waves expand fully.
The difference between traditional headphones and Aircom audio is that the air tube gives you 8 times more space, allowing the sound waves to fully develop before they actually hit your eardrums. And this gives it a much more live, natural sound, just like in a recording studio.
It's real nice that someone actually addressed the physics associated with how sound comes out.
The challenge we had was to create an earbud with enough airspace for the sound to fully develop and breathe. Unfortunately, traditional earbuds are about the size of a jelly bean, and there's just not enough airspace. However, that changed when we developed Airflow Audio. Airflow uses an air tube to deliver 6 to 8 times more airspace than traditional earbuds. The end result is a true live listening experience, just like you're at a festival or a concert. We also added magnets to the back of the earpieces so you can wear it around your neck when you're not using it.
Being that the drivers are 8 inches from the earpiece, the magnets do not affect the integrity of the sound at all.
The orange line represents the frequency transmitting through the wire to the speaker, which then converts to the blue sound wave that develops more as it travels up the air tube, producing a balanced, full body and live listening experience.
Another really cool feature is that these earbuds are sweat-proof and water-resistant because they're coated with a super hydrophobic nanotechnology. So now you can be on a skateboard or riding a motorcycle and listen to music as if you were watching a live show or actually in a recording studio.
We're coming to you for help in bringing these unparalleled earbuds to market.